Hello, Barendipitous here with another video for the TTRPG shelf. And we're actually at the shelf right now, mainly because I didn't want it would be quite a big hassle to carry all of these over to the other room where I record the videos, so I figured I'd just kind of do it here. So hopefully this shoddy camera work is not too bad. So I actually am in the room where all the board games are being stored and everything. And maybe some other time I might actually do a little tour of the actual game room itself. Still debating that. But in any case, on top of the shelves are a bunch of miniatures and also some coasters and of course some little stuffed Pokemon and things like that. And I'll explain all of this here. So first of all, actually, I'll go ahead and start over here. So next to this, Alolan Vulpix, and I also have Star Realms back there. Wasn't sure where else to put it. I have this hourglass. Some neighborhood friends gave this to us, sort of a parting gift before we sort of like left the area or whatever a little bit ago. But yeah, this is basically an hourglass. Can tip it over. Sometimes it can be a little bit. It's usually pretty stable, but well, yeah. When I counted, I think this was about 4 or 5 minutes or something. I can't quite remember. But yeah, we just sort of have this. I don't think there will really be have a time. I don't think I'll really have a time to like really use it, but it certainly looks cool. It's a great potential table prop, and it just kind of looks cool up there. And also the dice tower from last time next to this pajama Espeon here. My wife is the one who owns the stuffed animal, the stuffed Pokemon, by the way. The Pokemon plushies. Anyway, there's the dice tower with the timeout chair and throne and all of that. And yeah, so all these miniatures here. Funny story. These are not originally like tabletop RPG miniatures. These are mostly for Gloomhaven board game stuff, essentially. I'll explain. So all of these here, these white colored miniatures, come from the original Gloomhaven board game. The reason why I've taken them all out is my wife and I've ordered. So there's going to be a Gloomhaven second edition, which changes a lot of the original game. Like, I mean, the game is still like it's still Gloomhaven, of course, but from what I can tell, they've changed a lot of the art and updated the writing and like rules have been updated ever since Frosthaven came out and stuff, and so we're probably not really going to play with Gloomhaven all that much. I do have these two characters out in front because we're going to be finishing up the last leg of our Gloomhaven campaign with these two characters up here, Forgotten Circles specifically. If you care about Gloomhaven spoilers, technically this would be spoilers, but there isn't any context. You don't know what any of these mean. I will say that this row right here are the 6 starting classes. So yeah, the Tinkerer, the Mind Thief, the Cragheart, the Spellweaver, the Scoundrel, and the Brute. And then up here we have these two. One of them is from Forgotten Circles, this one, and the other one I try to respect Gloomhaven spoilers because I know some people really care about that kind of stuff. But we have these because the Gloomhaven second edition is probably going to have updated miniatures as well. And so I figured why not just pull all these out and make them available to use for tabletop RPG sessions on the table. Because Gloomhaven is definitely a different world than your normal high fantasy world. But you could definitely these are cool miniatures and you can definitely use them for various types of characters. And then over here, at least most of these, not all of them, but most of them are basically this is the oh gosh, what is it called? Crimson Scales and Trail of Ashes, which is a fan-made Gloomhaven game, essentially entirely fan-made, non-profit sort of thing. And I had all of the miniatures 3D printed, and at a local 3D printer, and that's what all these are. I guess this would technically be spoilers as well, but also you can look online. You can, if you choose to, you can definitely look online to find out about any of these Gloomhaven characters. But yeah, all these ones in the dark gray are basically from that printing set. There is actually one miniature that is associated with a sort of a secret puzzle in normal Gloomhaven, but I'm not gonna say which one that is. But yeah, lots of really cool miniatures for fan made Gloomhaven, but they're also cool for table TTRPGs as well. You can kind of see all the different kinds of creatures and and things like that that you could use. Those two white miniatures are from the dungeon tiles, basically, that my neighbor sold to me a little bit ago. I made another video about that. That sorry looking clay miniature over there is one that I made for. There was a campaign that my wife and I were part of a few years ago with some friends, and they had some clay, and they said, "Hey, let's all make our characters as minis." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." And so I tried to make my dapper rogue, and I'm bad at it. I'm not too proud of how that looks, but I made that for the memory. I keep that for the memory at the very least. It doesn't stand up very well either. It's like all tilted and everything. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so these next few miniatures here, are from. There's a local game store that did some convention games, and I was a dungeon master for one of them, and so I got this miniature from that. This was like the boss of that convention game, and then these two miniatures here, these two on the back are from this local TTRPG store. Basically I'm on their email list, and they had a couple of like puzzles for a couple. They had little puzzles or codes for a couple of months, like find the secret message and then share it to the person at our front desk and get a free mini or something like that. And so I did that, and I got these couple of miniatures here. It was fairly simple, like maybe a small word, kind of like in the corner of one of the images in the email, or maybe like a handful of letters throughout the email, like colored a different way or capitalized in a strange way. So very simple clues and stuff. So if you're paying attention, you could find the clue and everything. So, but yeah, I got this, which is basically a pretty much the same as this one up here, except it's on like higher rock essentially. And then I really like this Dragonborn miniature. I had to glue them to the base, but after that, yeah, absolutely. I love the design. I also love Dragonborn in general. So yeah, pretty cool. And then this sort of magic symbol here was also from a convention game, the same one that like Vecna type mini was from. I will say that for several of these miniatures, I had to use super glue to glue the like a broken limb or something like that. Like this one right here, this one, the hand with the book broke, and so I had to broke off, and so I had to glue it on. I think you might be able to kind of see the glue job and everything. And I made sure that it was also fastened, glued to the cloak as well. It's a slightly different angle than this one here, but it works. I think it works pretty well. I don't really plan on painting any of these. I'm not really a miniatures painter. I'm pretty happy with the way these are, and like I'd rather just sort of like play with them rather than like trying to figure out how to like paint them and make them look good. I don't know how good of a job I'd do. Okay, so these were little freebies that came with this right here. So this Viking ship looking thing is basically a holder for these are coasters. There's one for every single D&D class essentially. So artificer, barbarian, bard. It's basically the symbols that you find in the player's handbook. But yeah, another fun Christmas present. My brother-in-law gave me this one, and it was very very simple. It's very easy to. It's a wooden thing that you had to sort of construct, but it was very easy to construct. And I'm a sucker for like Viking stuff and whatever. And it came with these little miniatures here. These little wooden miniatures that were very easy to sort of glue. And this little druid here, which actually also has a back with the cloak and everything, which is kind of cute. But yeah, so I got those things. And then we also have these coasters as well that we got from a game store. So we have one that says Rogue, one that says that the DM is smiling, it's already too late. We have one for Bard, Speak, Friend, and Enter from Lord of the Rings. And then this cool, I think people have called it like a Viking compass or whatever, but I think that's technically incorrect. But the design looks cool. So, yeah, these are These are stone coasters. We do have other coasters around the house as well. And my wife uses coasters more than I do, but they're cool to sort of have on display there. But yeah, that's it. I wanted to mostly like share these miniatures and these coasters here, kind of all on display. It's pretty much all the miniatures that we have. Obviously, we have lots of board games, so technically we could also pull out like little miniatures, quote unquote, from those board games. But I like to keep board game pieces with the board game if I can, if we're going to be playing with that game later. But yeah, there you go. Thought I'd share all of these. Let's see. For the TTRPG shelf, I think we're actually pretty much caught up at this point. Of course, if there are new sort of like TTRPG like accessories, products, books, and things like that, of course I'll probably make a video about it. But I think we're pretty much caught up now with everything. So yeah, there you go. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed. And until next time, all the best.